What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I'd like to welcome you guys to another episode from the Dynamic Reason channel. And we've been covering the story out of Clayton County, Georgia, involving the death of this little boy. May he rest in eternal peace. Little boy you see up here is Nakai Pratt, 6 months old. He was killed by his father with the help of his mother. The father's name is Antonio Pierce. The mother's name is Nicolette Pratt with an E, not like Nicole. Correction. And today they had a press conference. The police had a press conference about it and really didn't say much. But as they were doing the press conference, these two were in court. And I'm going to show you, what was said, because new details that came out, and it don't make this case no more better. These people are sick. They're animals. And what they did, it's beyond words. But I'm gonna show you what happened. Let me just say that. I'll show you what happened. Now I'm going to come back with commentary because I got a couple of things to say about these two people. Take a look.
Day. The parents of 6-month-old baby Nakai Pratt appearing in court today in Clayton County. Nakai's mother, Nicolette Pratt, was given no bond on 2 charges of making false statements and being party to the commission of a crime. She will be back in court on November 12th. Nakai's father, Antonio Pierce, also went before the judge for several charges, including malice murder, which he received no bond. He will be back in court on November 10th. Just before their hearings, Clayton County Police revealed new details about their investigation. They said baby Nakai's body was found in a trash bag in the woods near the Riverdale apartment complex and that he died of blunt force trauma to the head. We will continue to follow this story, and we will have a live report coming up at 12:30 on 11 Alive Plus. New information today about the death of a 6-month-old boy in Clayton County. Police today revealing what caused baby Nakai's death. The announcement coming during a press conference this morning. 11 Alive's Marissa Sarback was live inside, and she joins us live now. What did we learn new today, Marissa?
Danielle, we learned quite a few new, very disturbing details in this case, including that blunt force trauma by an object to the head was actually the cause of death for baby Nakai Pratt. We also learned that his little body was found discarded in a trash bag in somebody's backyard on the side of the apartment complex where he was first reported missing, where his father, Antonio Pierce, lives. Now, these key new details from the Clayton County Police Department explain that malice murder charge for Antonio Pierce. He's facing almost a dozen charges, including felony of cruelty to children, false reporting of a crime and false statement, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, tampering with evidence, and concealing a death. Nakai Pratt's mother, Nicolette, was arrested on Wednesday for party to commission of a crime, cruelty to children, false statement, and obstruction of an officer. Crime scene investigators found the 6-month-old after 3 days of searching the apartment complex where Antonio lives using canine cadaver dogs and bloodhounds. They started searching as soon as they started to see inconsistencies in the father's first report of an alleged robbery and kidnapping of Nakai on Sunday morning.
When officers arrived, they spoke with Antonio Pierce, who reported that he had been robbed at gunpoint and that as suspects fled, they took his 6-month-old child, Nakai Pratt, from his car seat and left in an unknown direction. As detectives began investigating, inconsistencies with Mr. Pierce's account quickly emerged. Based on evidence gathered, investigators determined that foul play was involved and identified Antonio Pierce as a suspect.
Now, we are still missing one key detail in this case, and that is a motive. At this point, detectives tell us they're not releasing that information because they don't want to compromise the investigation. We also know, Danielle, as you said, Nicolette Pratt and Antonio Pierce were both in front of a judge this morning at the same time this press conference was going on, and we do know that both of them are expected back in court respectively on November 10th and November 12th. For now, reporting live at Clayton County Police Headquarters, Marissa Sarback for 11 Alive News.
And Marissa, the motive isn't clear right now, and you've been covering this story from the very beginning, and it still seems like there's a lot of confusion around how the mother was involved in this whole thing and what her charges mean. Did you get any more information or clarity from authorities today about that?
They're still being pretty tight-lipped on her involvement in this, but one thing we did note in the press conference this morning, Danielle, is that Nicolette Pratt, that mother, has now another charge in this case, and that's the felony cruelty to children. So they have added that on as well. Again, still waiting to hear exactly what her involvement is, but that main charge that she was looking at was also concealment of a body, and another that was false statement to police. So it seems as though police believe that Antonio Pierce is the main suspect behind this and that Nicolette aided in this case.
All right, thank you, Marissa. A lot of questions still to be answered. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, that's what happened in court today. If you guys can recall from stories I've done previously about this week leading up to the day, the father was arrested and was supposed to go to court next month, you know, for the murder of his child, Nakai. The mother got arrested yesterday. Supposed to be in court yesterday. They brought up the father and pushed his court date up so they can both be seen at the same time, which was supposed to be yesterday, but they pushed it to the day. And I guess they set up to where they had a press conference while they go to court because they didn't really make a big thing out of them going to court. I guess they didn't want to record it. But either way, man, these people make me sick. And people like them. I want you to think about something. I watched that whole press conference, and in the press conference, I think they danced around some of the stuff, or the earlier reports were wrong. The earlier reports was that they didn't call the police, but in the press conference, I guess they was trying to summarize it. They said they got a call, 911 call, and then when they arrived, the father, Antonio Pierce, told them that, you know, he was robbed, taken into an apartment, and they robbed him of his valuables and ran outside to his car and took his child out the car, which was a lie. And the mother helped, and they not talking about what her, role was, but yesterday in earlier reports, it said that she hid drugs and hid money and then lied to police and went along with the story of him being robbed. Why? Because they were selling weight. I guess weed. Don't you think about that? You have a child in a house that could be raided or, have negative aspect of like something bad could happen. Put your children in danger for your own selfishness. Now, I said all I can say about these two people, but I will say this. Both of them need to be set on fire right fucking now. And I'm going to tell you why. If you listen to what they said, I watched the whole press conference. They said he died from blunt force trauma to the head. He's 6 months old, y'all. Look at him. He's smiling like a regular baby. I bet in that picture he was moving like a regular baby. Him and his twin sister, who's still alive and in state custody now. Now we got two fucktards that killed one of their children, not doing their responsibility as human beings, period. And now we got another baby in the state. And this baby, I'm more than sure, got killed because he was, what? Acting like a baby. Either crying too much or wouldn't go to sleep and was interfering with whatever the fuck they had to do. Namely, the fucking piece of shit dad. Telling you, this is what happens. And this is why you preach to your daughters. And you lead by example too. A lot of you women that out there, single mothers or people that are in two-parent households, you teach your daughters what to look for in a man and how he treats a woman, because a lot of this shit wouldn't happen if that lesson was taught or picked up by children at an early age. It's more dangerous than ever being a woman out here. Look at the world. Look at how unchained a lot of people are, especially sexual deviants out here. Look how bold people are. A lot of times men, they don't give a fuck. Look at the Kata Scott situation. She was a beauty queen. You know what I'm saying? Minding her business. Till a stalker got a hold of her. Now she's missing. It's sad out here. This is what happens when you deal with a man and you pick the wrong dick. And I don't mean to be, I'm straight with y'all. You know, a lot of people don't like the way I talk, but I mean, damn, the real is the real. This is what happens when you follow the leadership of somebody that walks in circles or is not a leader at all. It's sad. You beat your fucking baby in the head. Can't even walk. Probably can't even talk. You beat your baby in the head out of frustration or anger. How can you be disapproved with a 6-month-old baby? What is he supposed to know? What is he supposed to have did that you told him not to do at 6 months old? This is what goes on in the mind of a savage. They operate on emotions only. And A likes B alike, plus they see alike, and you see who's sitting up there with him. Now, I said before, I think this type of guy get girls because he's a child and selfish that are younger than him. She's younger than him. Now, they ain't said her age, but looking at that picture of them in court, in jail, on TV, you can see she's considerably younger than him. It's crazy. Makes no sense. Put the baby in a fucking trash bag. Are you kidding me? That shows right there that you did not love your child. Hell, you can go to a funeral and people act a fool when the coffin's closing on a loved one. Even if they didn't like the person or care too much about it, just seeing that shadow being cast and that casket closing, that's an eerie feeling that nobody want to be in. That's why I want to be cremated. I ain't going in the box. And here you go pushing your baby in a trash bag. And they said she got the concealment thing. So I'm thinking what? He killed her. He killed the baby. She bagged the baby up. He took the baby and threw it in the backyard of somebody's house. Remember the video I did yesterday, the last video I did at the beginning, the pop-ups? You see where they was putting them flowers at? And those little teddy bears? He was on the opposite side of that gate. This motherfucker in pitch darkness went out there and threw the baby, thinking he throwing it in the woods, and threw it in somebody's backyard in a trash bag. A trash bag. How many times are we seeing human beings out here, ladies and gentlemen, treating each other like trash? A lot of them was in relationships that they claimed were loving. This person was the end all be all, demanded respect from you, and you respected them and all this other stuff. But when you see that it can't go no more further than it is, and you want out, all of a sudden you gotta die. Or if you're a baby born to the wrong motherfuckers, death be the penalty on you. So what should happen to people like this? Seriously, what should happen? Malice murder. Look up malice murder. That's when you go above and beyond to obliterate somebody. And he did this to a 6-month-old with his dumbass baby mom sitting right there. No protective instincts from a woman at all. But you know what? Justice system will protect them. Now you'll see they'll take deals because they don't want to spend the money when they got them dead to rights. You see their bails are high. So they'll offer them deals. Get this shit taken care of, and then brainwash everybody out here saying they got justice. A lot of people say, oh man, when they go to court, when they go to jail, them inmates will get them. And I was like, you know how many baby killers in jail? A lot of times when he go, this guy's a weed man and all this other stuff, he hang in the streets. When he go, people know him. So it ain't gonna happen like that. It don't usually happen like that. Not even the people that do kid crimes, unless it's a high profile case and they body yourself. A lot of times nothing happens. This is just a reality. These people that really care for this little boy, extended family, never get real justice. Because the justice system don't want to administer and drop the hammer like these people drop the hammer on their own damn kid. Or whatever they hit this baby in the head with. That's the part that's sad. He was here for 6 months. And he was killed for being a child. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care.